This weekend, we're taking a super cheeky trip all the way to Jersey. So this is not the Jersey you might be thinking of.
Yeah, we didn't go to EWR. We just flew into St. Helier.
This Jersey is one of the Channel Islands.
Jersey has a fascinating history, and we're going to do our best to learn as much as possible over the next 2 days. Join us as we explore ancient sites, enormous castles, and learn what life was like here during World War II.
Welcome to The Right Life. We're Catherine and Edward, a married couple based in London with a passion for travel and experiencing the world together. On our channel, we share our adventures from uncovering hidden gems to learning about new cultures and discovering amazing historical sites. Join us as we explore the world.
After spending the morning working from the hotel room's bathroom, as that was the only spot the Wi-Fi worked, we headed out to Elizabeth Castle, where I got to check off a bucket list item by riding in an aquatic ferry.
How's that suspension?
It's alright.
Elizabeth Castle was built in the 16th century and was named after Elizabeth I.
What's in here?
No. Anything interesting?
There's nothing in there.
Oh dear.
I don't think we're supposed to do that.
You stole a loaf of bread, Susanna! Acoustics alright? Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Ladies are old, like 15 minutes in, I turn around to you and go, they're going to sing every line of this movie. They're just looking at me like...
You're stupid.
On the side of the pond that I'm from, redcoats are the bad guys, making it a little strange seeing the reenactors here. It almost had me throwing my tea into the channel.
You won't hear it, and you will drown. If, on the other end, you manage to make it.
Welcome. Today we're at Elizabeth Castle in Jersey, and behind me is the main part of the castle, which we're going to go up to in a minute. I think it's the only part of England, even though Jersey's not part of England, that wasn't fully embroiled in the Civil War. So the King Charles hid here for a while all that was going on, and fortified the castle ready for invasion. Oh, there's the flag, the Jersey flag up there. Look what I've discovered.
What's this?
Yes. The sun's trying. It's a beautiful day in Jersey. We're at Elizabeth Castle, and this is Elizabeth Gate. And it's built in 1600. The castle's been here a long time before that. There's no lift. There's no vernacular.
This is not a place.
There's no sedan chair. There's none of that. There's just loads of steps. Apparently Sir Walter Raleigh spent many a day in this kitchen. 13 weeks he spent at this castle while he was governor of Jersey. And it had all the modern conveniences, large oven.
This is not a pizza oven, this is for bread.
Well, potato, you put some tomato sauce on it and you're sort of halfway there, aren't you? So... I do believe that the Germans have built a gun emplacement on top of the castle. I'll let you find out.
Oh my god.
So we took the amphibious bus over, but there is a footpath at low tide you can walk. Prefer the safety of the bus. So at the top of the steps now.
Yay!
The old German pillbox. Top of the main keep. The gun must have gone there and they could have turned it round, perhaps, I don't know.
Outside of when Jersey was taken, though, was there actually any fighting here?
I don't know, I don't think so.
Oh, maybe
Probably.
the sign will tell us.
RAF did bomb these positions during the Second World War.
When they were taking back the island.
Just noticing, I'm looking at the New Jersey state flag, and you know what? It looks nothing like the Jersey state flag. So apart from the name, and then obviously the historic connection of, you know, King Charles giving the people of Jersey land in America for their help during the Civil War, was it? Or
I think that's what the cab driver said.
Jesus.
Why is there a chicken? Why is there only one chicken? Thoughts on this view?
That's beautiful, isn't it? It's better than alright. It's time for a tour of my new house?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the latest development in modern housing. It's called the Alfresco house. So there's no roof on it, which allows you to have open air dining for 365 days a year. Otherwise someone's take the lintel out.
In 550, on a pilgrimage, a Belgian man came here, and he lived here for 5 years until 555, when some French pirates murdered him. And after that, he was canonized, and he is known as Saint Helier, which is why this is the town of Saint Helier. And in memory of him, the chapel behind me was constructed. So we're going to walk up all those stairs and pay homage.
And there it is, folks. The chapel.
Oh God, please don't fall! Oh, we gotta go see the chicken.
He's eyeballing me as well.
She got past him, you'll be fine.
I'm wearing shorts.
You'll be fine.
I've got luscious legs.
You do.
Come in.
We thought you were a ghost.
What room's that?
This is the prison for the drunk and disorderly, and basically anybody who didn't make it back in time for the tide.
See the people making their way along the footpath now the tide's fully gone out. And when we come over about 12:30 this morning, there was still about 6 inches of water.
The lead roof adds a touch of sophistication to the entire fort.
Just when you think you've run out of castle to explore, there's a bit more castle to explore.
After a wander around St. Helier, we went to Bohemia for dinner. The dessert was so good it made Edward sing.
London, forever, whatever the weather, you are my home.
It is morning of our second day in Jersey, and we've taken the bus for only £2.10 to the airport so that we could rent a car and have a little bit of freedom in how we get around the island today. Of course, now we have to find the car. Happy with this car?
I am, yes. It's not as big as our car at home, but it's quite big, so that's good. Yeah. It's bigger than... The roads are very small around here. So I was expecting something like that red car. But that's fine. Plenty of headroom and all that.
All right.
Ready?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. We're here today to explore the Jersey tunnels. These were built during the Second World War when the Germans were occupying the island of Jersey and the rest of the Channel Islands. Basically, they dug out this tunnel complex over a number of years to create a field hospital and communication centre. It was mainly built by slave labour from Russia and also dissidents from Spain, which is really interesting. So we're about to go in and have a look, and a nice bit of history to go and explore.
The Germans occupied Jersey from July 1st, 1940 to the 9th of May, 1945. Hitler occupied the Channel Islands because he believed they could be a stepping stone for invading Britain. They were also a useful propaganda tool to show that he could occupy British land. The British government felt that the Channel Islands were of no strategic importance, and shortly after the evacuation from Dunkirk, decided that the islands would not be defended. Resources to end the war were needed elsewhere.
This passage is 105 metres long. You're 182 metres away from the entrance and 33 metres below the surface. Oh my word.
This is something I've not seen before. If you look closely, and it's a little bit of a glare, but these saucepans are actually made from food tins. This was the daily ration of butter, sugar, flour, meat, and milk.
These two massive propellers behind me are from a Douglas C-17, which was a US plane, and apparently everyone drowned except for the pilot. It's hard to think it's actually quite a lovely day out when you're down here.
It's very cold down here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's taking some of it over to store cheese or something.
Of course, liberation did eventually come on the 8th of May, 1945. And the very next day at 12:30, the liberating army actually arrived in Jersey. They went straight to the Palme d'Or Hotel and took down the swastika flags and replaced them with the Union Jack. But my question is for you, Edward, would it be liberation without bunting?
Here we have our beautiful chariot. There's an Igo. British Racing Green. It's quite luxurious inside. It's alright.
Our next stop was Mount Orgueil Castle, which was built during the 13th century. Jersey was joined to the Kingdom of England after William the Conqueror won the Battle of Hastings in 1066. It was in 1204 when the islanders pledged allegiance to King John. That decision triggered the special relationship with the English crown that continues to this day. For over 400 years, this castle was the primary defense for the island. On a clear day, you can even see the coastline of France only 14 miles away.
So we bought a 4 for 3. No, I got that wrong. 3 for 4.
No, 4 for 3.
4 for 3 ticket, which means you can see 4 sites for the price of 3. And there's some other sites thrown in as well, with just a little bit of a discount. But every time you go to a site, they've got to stamp your card. It looks like one of those little sort of Cafe Nero cards or Costa coffee cards or whatever it is. So I sort of made a sort of offhanded remark. I said, "Oh, do you get a free tea or coffee when you get all 6? And she said, "Well, actually, our cafe's shut today, so we've laid on free tea, coffee in the room next door." So, yeah, job done.
Apparently, this castle is the only place in the UK where you can find lizards that are indigenous to the area, although I haven't seen any around this wall yet.
Mount Orgueil was a labyrinth of rooms, and exploring them felt like a real adventure.
This was the prison tower with very little windows. And as you can see, there's still some prisoners here. Apparently people lost legs and the bottom of their feet because they were just chained up for so long. This is the southeast tower. We are nearly to the top. Yay!
There's the pea shoot.
During the occupation, the Nazis extended all these towers by about a meter and added lookouts, which they then tried to disguise, making it appear as if it was just part of the castle. Because remember, there wasn't a lot of information coming in or out of Jersey that wasn't controlled by the Nazis.
I've been castling. My wife's favourite hobby, castling.
Oh no, your wife's favorite hobby is spending time with you.
Castling.
Yes.
Here we have a medieval urine wheel. I'm guessing they can tell what's wrong with you due to the colour of your pee. Which there is some sort of science in that nowadays, but if I was pissing that colour, I'd be highly worried. And, mine's more like Dutch lager, a light ale.
Thank you for sharing that with everyone.
That's alright. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick this up, but basically to celebrate 800 years of Jersey's loyalty to the Crown, because they basically joined us in forever in 1204. So in 2004 they did a holographic portrait of the Queen, and they used 10,000 photographs and stitched them all together. There's depth to the picture, which I don't know if the camera's picking up, but also face changes and follows you around the room as you walk past it. When you look at it straight on and all the distortions go away, it does look like she's basically coming out of the picture. So this was nearly 20 years ago. She would have been in her early 70s. What do you think? No?
A little creepy.
I think it's creepy now that she's passed away.
She's like staring into my soul.
You got?
I've got honeycomb and salted caramel.
It's good.
Nice, it's good. It's alright.
Mint chocolate chip is fantastic. No ice cream cheers, that's weird. So far today we've gone back to 1940, and then we visited an 800-year-old castle, and now we're going even further back in time to one of the 10 oldest buildings in the world, which predates the pyramids, predates Stonehenge, and it's called WWII. However, just like as we're learning any site on Jersey, the Germans have left their mark here too, and that's the first stop. So we have the Forced Workers Memorial, dedicated to the thousands of forced laborers for their persecutors in 1940 to 1945. So this was a German command center.
The rooms were full of stories of Jersey residents who worked to resist Nazi occupation. One story was about Louisa Gold, who sheltered an escaped Soviet slave worker known as Fyodor Polikarpovich Bury. Gold was betrayed by a neighbor, and after a trial in France, she was sent to Ravensbrück concentration camp, just 56 miles north of Berlin. She was gassed to death in February 1945. It was so close to the end of the war that it is said that as she was sentenced, you could hear the guns of the Allied advance.
This is the entrance to WWII, and I'll go stand closer to it in a second. It's quite short. We've been told the only way to do it is to squat down and walk sideways like a crab. It's not going to be dignified, so we are not going to film that. I'll see you on the inside. It's quite dark in here. See the entrance? It's not very big, but there are a handful of alcoves.
WWII is a passage grave that was built around 4000 BC. Despite the name, the structure functioned as a ceremonial space that also had burials.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting.
I'll take it off me, then you can see what's going on.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Is this your first time in a 6,000-year-old building?
It is, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is, yeah, it's history, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would I, like, go out of my way to see this place? Probably not, but...
we were driving by, it's part of our ticket.
The old column's been created there, though, isn't there? With, a couple of bricks popped in there to hold it up.
Apparently this was actually, they knew there was something here for a long time, but it wasn't properly excavated until 1924. And then they actually put a cement walkway to get in. And then in the 90s, they fully excavated it, which is when they uncovered the actual entrance. And when the sun rises, it comes all the way in. So obviously the ancient people who built this, the Neolithic people, knew that about the sun. So very cool.
I think they're hobbits.
Maybe.
Or half-foots if you're watching a new lot. Yeah. La 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 la. Oh! La la la.
Edward, did you just find a Neolithic shower?
I did, look. Oh!
How was it?
That's alright. That's very good. Very interesting.
You stopping for the view or because you're out of breath?
Bit of both.
The original builders of this church had no idea that there was a Neolithic site underneath of here. They just knew there was something weird about it and wanted to, maybe get rid of any bad spirits by building a church. So this is Notre Dame Church here, and there's something really, really interesting inside. The thought is that there is actually only one bit of drawing still left in this room, and the walls look really blank. However, there is a bit of black that is thought to be part of a rib bone that would have been part of the medieval dance of death. And it's just those black lines there. After all of this castling, adventurizing, and time travel, time for a ghost brownie.
Top tip, if you're coming to Jersey, the summer season for visiting attractions is March to the end of October. So we're literally using our 344 pass on the last weekend we're allowed to use it.
Have St. Lucifer himself. And here we go. Behind me is the Devil's Hole. Apparently they have to rescue people every year who try to climb in, and we won't be doing that. The reason this is called the Devil's Hole is because in 1851 a ship wrecked and her crew washed up nearby. All but one person was rescued. However, the masthead from the ship actually got sucked underneath the rocks and popped out in the Devil's Hole. Hence they decided to call it the Devil's Hole.
There she goes. Slow and steady wins the race.
Taking advantage of the last few rays of sunlight, we stopped at the ruins of Grosvenor Castle. The castle was built around 1330 to provide local farmers with a place of refuge from French attacks during the 100 Years' War. It was not always successful in this role. Stones from the structure began to be reused for other local buildings as early as 1483. By the early 17th century, the castle was a ruin. It's like you can just see the next adventure. No, folks, he's not meant to be there. Anything for the shot. We were exhausted after running around the island all day, and after dinner at Little Thai, we called it a day.
morning.
Morning.
It is our last day in Jersey, so we only have a few more hours. So we have come to the Jersey History.
I don't know where we are. I mean, it's called the Jersey Museum.
Of history and art, or something.
Part of the Jersey Museum was a Victorian house that was staged to show the moment the Guinness-Step family had to abandon their home due to unpayable debts. They eventually fled to France to start a new life.
It's a bit dark in here because this house is still lit by gaslight. Woohoo! Good job, sweetheart.
It's the best part of the whole museum so far.
Tired.
Yeah, this is great uncle Gerald. See, we've got the same sloping brow and vague what the going on look on our faces.
Jersey is famous for its cows, and no outside cows have been imported to the island since 1789.
This is a flushing toilet.
Le Kazi, Le Kermit.
It's a fire engine from 1923.
This Bronze Age torque was found as part of the St. Helier gold hoard in 1889.
We've just come out of the Jersey Art Gallery Museum. I think maybe we would have appreciated it more if we'd actually done it as one of our first stops on this island, not as kind of our last stop. Because whereas it was definitely interesting, the old house was interesting, it wasn't as interesting as the things we've already seen because it just talked about them and we were already there. So maybe if you come here, you do it first. Can you imagine there's a massive battle here?
Can you imagine that seagull eating my dead corpse if I got shot by a Frenchie?
The Battle of Jersey took place in January of 1781. France felt that Jersey was a threat to French and American shipping lines. The French were outnumbered, and after only about 15 minutes, the English army was victorious.
So this square is Liberation Square, and is our last stop in Jersey. And the reason it's called Liberation Square is because this is the spot where Jersey was liberated from the Nazis. And our hotel here, Palme d'Or, had been used as the Nazi headquarters, and the first thing they did was take down the swastika and replace it with the Union Jack. I think we have to go home now.
Yes, I've got a bit of a rosy face because I've had a beer.
That's alright, you're allowed. We had Liberation Beer, it seemed appropriate.
If you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe because I don't want to go to work anymore. But I'm afraid it's inevitable because we're not full-time YouTubers.
No, we're hobbyists. It's like a trampoline. Ooh, I'm gonna fall. Hey.
You're on your own, love.
Oh, don't leave me.
I'm gonna throw something in a minute.
Hey. I could get out all along.
You could do it. Get to the chopper.
When it needs to rock you.
Rocky. But we're gonna think we're nuts.
We are.